Hey there, my fellow road warriors. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Dustland Delivery, Episode 3, More Swag for the Road. So let's pick up this supply cache and then head to Valvil, because we have a delivery at Valvil, swing over to this landfill, search for parts for crafting, and then head over to the central gas station. I think that will work. And then once we're done with that, I'll double back and do the 2 southern tasks that I'm tasked with, which is go to Crude Town to deliver fuel and go to the Mountain Pass gas station to deliver decorations. Rogadog, thank you for the resub. And Handball too. Cheers. So she's currently driving, not me. And I grab some liquor here. Cool. What's the question mark on the map? Question marks are side stories. There's a whole... So some of them are like supply caches. There's actually a question mark there as well. Or side stories. So if I was tasked with doing quests, I would consider doing that kind of stuff. So here we go. A quick stop in what would consider maybe the capital, which is Valvil. And while we're in Valvil, there's a lot of services here, and there should be people to hire, hopefully. So there's this guy. Wow, he didn't even have a face. This guy? Maybe some delivery quests as well. So where we're headed needs wood, tea, and meds. And unfortunately, Valvil doesn't sell any of that stuff. This long highway gas station needs ore, dried chicken, salt, squab, pheasant, quail, and rabbit. And Valvil does sell salt, so I can reroute to go to the long highway gas station. I want to avoid the quicksand, though. No, I'll go through the quicksand. It's fine. So we'll reroute through an infected zone and trade salt. So go to the store. Buy, let's say, about 65 units of salt. And now we have something to trade on our delivery destination. Even though books here are a little... They're not in supply, I'm going to buy some books so that we can keep leveling up. And I'm going to top up on rations, too. And buy one more medkit to replace the one that I used to heal her. Alright. Anything else to craft? So we could do a camping kit. Sure. But I don't want to install the camping kit just yet, because I'd rather make an advanced camping kit instead, which needs only 1 more leather. So let's see if I can't buy 1 leather off of someone. I don't want to make a grudge official, but she really don't like me. Alright, so from her, I can buy leather. Perfect. And from this guy, I am going to buy more scrap paper. And then before I leave this town, I also want to check any of the delivery contracts, because maybe they are in the direction I'm already headed, which would be just excellent. But so far, all the deliveries that these guys want me to make are way out of my way. Oh, that one's fine. That one's... that's fine too. I might get overweight here. I'm pretty close to my weight capacity, so I gotta keep an eye on that as I'm accepting these. And I have too many contracts, so I can't take on any more. That's fine. Alright. I am going to set myself as a driver by right-clicking on myself. And then... let's depart. Oh, I also meant to Let's stop real quick. Craft the improved... Oh, no, not the improved radiator. Craft the advanced camping kit. And then install that so I can camp quicker. So, camp setup speed, 50%, which allows us to camp like that. Alright, setting back out. Xavier, thank you for the resub. Alright, quick question for you guys. Should I double my chance to hire another female trucker, or be fine with just Yanni? Should I take on more crew or not? Your crew, you bring your truck to a screeching halt. You narrowly avoid a quicksand pit. You see that another truck is sinking into the pit, already half submerged. The driver is nowhere to be seen. And the other trailer looks loaded with supplies. If you're quick about it, you might be able to save some. I am going to try to save some food crates. You manage to salvage a bunch of food from the truck. You leap away to safety before the truck sinks beneath the sand, taking the rest of the supplies with it. So that's what some of these side quests look like. They're really short, giving you a choice of things like that. Omri, thank you for the resub too. Alright, so here we are getting pretty close to the long highway gas station where we can sell our stuff. So in these types of outposts, they're little more than abandoned scavenger camps. So there's no services. There's no bar, there's no inn, there's no nothing. Hanging around here means that we could also be attacked by zombies. So the cities, you won't get attacked by zombies. Out here, you might get attacked by zombies. Big difference between the two. But there are people, there are scavengers that we can negotiate trade with. And we bought salt. And I am going to refuse Civitas's request of them trading before us. I didn't come here to be nice. So this is a gas station where we can search it for scrap or extract fuel, depending on time pass, crew, and intellect. So the more higher intellect, the better it is to extract fuel from the gas station. My character's already fairly stressed, so I'm not going to do either of those things. I'm just going to move on to the central gas station and deliver the art that we had signed up to do. The hype train matches the game theme. Thank you, Turtle, and thank you, Glitch. When it says crew, is it additive or average? It is additive. It is like the sum total of the intelligence of the crew. So the more crew, the better. It's just, the more crew also means more mouths to feed, more mouths to water. That sounds weird, but you know what I mean. All right, so you guys want me to potentially hire another companion. We are overloaded, but not by much, so we're not losing a lot of horsepower. And we just did the delivery anyway. Alright, as you enter the town, the shopkeeper sitting on his stoop tire tries to get your attention. Are you headed to the dead center? Let's say yes. I've run the shop for years. I've seen a lot of people go to the dead center, but not a lot of them come out. I've heard there's a coffee factory in one of those cities on the outskirts of the dead center. The biggest in the Dustlands. There must be a mountain of beans just sitting there, waiting for someone to claim them. Give me your map, I'll mark it down for you. Coffee factory, huh? Alright, let's top up a little bit on water, because it's cheap. And then I'll take a look at, there's other trade opportunities. Oh, you know what? I can also sell some of the liquor I have, because I have a lot of liquor that I don't necessarily need. I'm a teetotaler anyway, right? I leveled up, so I'm going to level up in speech again, because it's really good to be able to talk to people, so they don't stab you in the eye. And for her, I will level up her in focus. Alright, we're overloaded, but I am going to upgrade the comfort of our truck by 1. Which uses 2,000 of the scrap we had and increases the comfort so we don't have to rest as often. Alright, this place doesn't have a bar, so we're not going to be able to hire anyone here. So I'm going to head back to Valvil via the old riverbed landfill, hoping to salvage up more crafting materials. And I'm actually going to stop, camp, party. Wow, that did not help my stress at all. And sleep. And cool my engines. So I have, I'm actually going to change the destination here. I'm just going to go straight to Valvil. Oh, you looked through your binoculars and spotted an oasis? Sure, let's try. It was a mirage. Yeah, of course it was. Oh, I didn't mean to hit camp. When you hit max stress, you, like, just burn out and you lose. So I gotta manage the stress soon. So I'm gonna try to head to a bar and find someone to be frisky with. Oh, wow. And my opinion of, is tanking. Okay, we're not gonna make any progress here. Well, I guess we're still moving. Bad weather and terrain. And snowing in a swamp. It kind of sucks. I'm only 50 kilometers out of Valvil. Oh, she's happy. Oh, no, I'm 200 kilometers out. There we go. Now we're moving. Yeah, I am not getting along with her at all. An abandoned car, let's search it. And nothing. Wasted 3 hours. Alright, let's see. Getting frisky with this Milsec girl has a 100% success chance rate? Count me in. She wants to confess her love for me. Sure. I'm not interested, but I'll be friends with her. And my opinion of her goes up, but her opinion of the scholar goes down. She does not like the scholar. She's a woman with 5 charm, getting frisky with shock troop will reduce stress for me. Sure. It was kind of expensive, but that was utterly mind-blowing. Stress greatly reduced. Well, thank you, shock troop. I appreciate it. So we were looking to hire some extra help. That's what you guys voted on. There's no other females in this entire town to be hired, so that's not going to happen here. But at least my stress has been reduced a lot. And then I can also go to the inn and get a VIP suite to reduce it even further. So now I don't have super high stress, and she is basically stress, fatigue, and thirst free. And hunger's not really a problem for her because we have rations. Store. I don't know where I'm headed just yet, so I'm not going to buy anything just yet. So before I do that, let's try to pick up some delivery contracts. Cosplayer wants to confess my love for me? No thanks, but I'll be friends. So you want me to head northeast? No thanks. Photographer, what about you? You want me to head way northwest? No thanks. I might be able to get by compounds. Nice. Apparently I don't like bodyguard. She wants me to head a little bit too far southwest. How about the mechanic? On the other side of the dead center. Nope. That's going to be a hell of a detour to try to get there. The rancher. Way too far west. Man, these delivery contracts suck. Gearhead. Way far east. These are not good contracts, huh? Way far east again. And northwest. Okay, none of these contracts work for me, so I'm going to leave the city, having come up with no additional work, and head to the next bar over. So we do have a shipment of fuel to deliver to Crewtown, and we're heading towards Crewtown, so that works. And then we have, oh, so here is a caravan with animals. So hunting dogs help you with hunting, attack dogs help you with attack. I forget what dog meat does. And then there's like exotic animals as well. I'm not ready to take on a pet just yet. But there's like parrots and cats and something else, I forget what it is. Alright, cosplayer. I could hire the cosplayer named Wei as a new companion. I was hoping for someone with really high intelligence, but she has some pretty balanced stats. Do we hire Wei? I'll leave it up to you. I could either keep searching for another potential co-pilot or hire this one. There's also this person too. Let me take a look at them. We have incompatible traits between Scholar and Aviator. That's not between me and Aviator, so that's fine. But I actually like, or neutral with Aviator. So there's also Aviator here, who has, named Rev, who's got crafting, intellect, focus. If my focus was higher, I would know more about them, so I don't know what their virtue is. The virtue is probably the biggest one to consider. When someone's really virtuous and you're not virtuous, you won't get along, and the inverse is true. So at least we know the cosplayer has relatively high virtue, so that there won't be a large virtue disparity. So if you're, for instance, a like goody two-shoes, if you're like a Boy Scout and you hire someone who has almost no virtue, that's going to be a relationship that won't work. So for instance, if I hired, not that the huckster is for hire here, but she only has a virtue of 1. So she's basically a smooth talker, an intelligent smooth talker with no virtue at all. If I had the option to hire her, we would not get along, I can almost guarantee it. So you guys do say hire Wei. So let's do that. Oh, did I not have enough money? Oh, no, we hired her. So she has a silver tongue, so she's good at haggling. She does not like driving at night. And partying reduces stress. But I'm also an introvert, so we have that in common, which is means that we're way more likely to get along. In fact, we started a relationship at plus 64 both ways. Whereas my relationship with the Scholar is 0. And she kind of likes me, but not really. So, a much better matchup, I think, with Wei here. The additional people also makes it so that, like, their attack and shooting and everything is additive. So, yes, it will be a little bit more expensive to feed them, but there is definitely, like I said before, safety in numbers. Alright, I'm going to have you guys vote for a new goal. If you want me to continue improving the truck, that's cool, and I will continue trying to get truck parts. If you want me to improve gear, because both the Scholar and Wei are have no gear, I could do that as well. So taking a look, her virtue is 12. I think that was hidden when I hired her. So my virtue is 13, so we have about the same virtue, which is good. Now, in terms of gear, because it looks like that's the popular option right now, you mostly make gear. So what I would probably want to do if setting them up with gear is, let's see. Scholar has really high intellect. So there's an item called a thinking cap that you can craft, which is going to increase intelligence by 4, which would be good for Scholar. Meaning I need fiber and leather for that. And then for Wei, she's kind of a well-rounded. She has like relatively high cooking. She's got good focus. Focusing on her focus And intelligence and speech might be ideal. She also has pretty high attack, too. So focus attack gear, probably, would be ideal for her. So focus and attack. Focus is going to be... Let's see. Like the glasses that I'm wearing that we can learn how to craft. And then for attack, I would want to give her probably like a makeshift sword. I mean, if she's a cosplayer, that even fits the bill, which means making a blade first out of iron and then getting a lot more iron with compounds to make a makeshift sword. So that's probably the route I would probably take. So let's say that is what you guys vote on. So we are going to improve gear. All right, so for that, we need iron. We need a lot of iron, in fact. And then for the headwear, I need to learn how to make glasses, which is made out of glass. And for that, we need to go to a library. There's a library in Valvil, so I'm going to head up to the Valvil library to learn how to make glasses. It'd also be good to pick up some delivery quests so that we can earn some money, or some scrap rather, while we travel around. Okay, so now we know how to make glasses. So I need glass and iron. So glass is found... gas stations, military bases, towns, major cities, and landfills. And then iron is found in major cities, towns, and landfills. So we want to go to towns, major cities, and landfills primarily. We could also work on guns as well. So guns would be steel pipe, which is made of metal club, which is made of iron. So again, it's just more iron. But crafting, I would say, like a musket or crude rifles, would also be really handy when trying to defend against raiders and zombies. Don't I have a few delivery quests already? I do have 3, yeah, that we can start to head towards. So the one that is the most pending would be 11 days to the Mountain Pass gas station. We've got 22 days to Taranis, and then 19 days to the Wise Woman gas station. So if we're heading down to those gas stations, let's figure out what we can buy and sell at. So this place makes... Actually, what is our rations at? I'm going to buy rations just for our consumption now that I'm feeding 3 people. We might not be able to afford much trade goods apart from that, just because we don't have a lot of scrap left over. So I'll buy whatever I can. So let's see. Rations, building materials, salt, medkits, bread, scallops, shrimp, scrap, and flour. Well, Reedville needs flour, so buying flour here and selling at Reedville, which is 1 tower over, would be ideal. So I think what I'm going to do is... Is there anything we can sell? No. Okay, I'll just buy as much flour as I can afford, and then head out. We also have creds, so let's go sell our creds for scrap. So I'm selling 100 creds for 915 scrap, so we can buy a little bit more flour. I should have done that prior, but oh well. Alright, no, it's daytime. Oh, we don't have enough... So, a tire blew out, but I don't have the scrap to be able to repair it, because we maxed out our buying of the flour. So, I'm going to need a little bit extra scrap to swap a tire in the next town over. David, thank you for the resub. Cheers. An abandoned truck. Let's search it. Some scrap and rations. So now that we have the scrap, I can spend 10 scrap to fix that one tire. And then I can spend... Well, we do have a busted up hull, but I'm not going to fix that just yet. Can I expand upon stats? What number represents a low, medium, or high stat? So there isn't a consideration for low, medium, and high. It's just stats. Stats are stats. So I would say anything below 10 might be considered low. Between 10 and 20 would be medium, and anything higher than 20 would be high. But that's not a defined boundaries. That's just me coming up with numbers. And then it also depends on whether you're talking about attack versus, like, fishing. So a lot of the random events that you'll have will have a minimum to meet in order to, like, pass the check, which tends to be 10 to 15 or so. Okay, here we are in Reedville, and I've got some flour for sale. Cosplayer leveled up. And I'm going to get her... Oh, she's really balanced stats. I'll work on her intellect. The next town over needs tires, fruit, and rubber. This place sells fruit at cheap, so let's buy about 2k worth of fruit. I'm not going to spend all my scrap so that we can do some repairs. I'm also going to sell a little bit of liquor, because we have two teetotalers in the crew. I don't need that much liquor. And... just looking at the bar here. Okay. I'm a little stressed, so I wouldn't mind relieving some stress the crude way. She has very low charm, so it's not going to relieve a lot of stress. A little, though. Alright. I'm going to set myself... Yeah, okay. I'm going to set, actually, the Scholar as the driver, because Way does not like driving at night. Leave the city, and set out. Oh, she's getting a little fatigued. So now I'm driving, and hopefully... Oh, there we go. We delivered the fuel. When you arrive at Crude Town to deliver the fuel, the man from earlier is already waiting for you at the gate. See, I know I could trust you. Like I said, we're all peers. He chuckles heartily. I actually only need half the fuel. The rest of it is your reward. Before you ask his name or how he got here before you, he's gone. Weird, but okay. So here's the fruit. And I'm going to sell it before the other dude. I don't care if it's not nice. At some point I'm going to want to buy tires, but I don't want to buy them expensively. I'm going to repair the hull of our truck. And then I'm going to camp here because I'm tired and Scholar's tired and Way does not like driving at night, so it'd be best not to force her to drive at a time that stresses her out. Alright, next up, we can head over to Taranis to drop off that quest, or we could go over to the Wise Woman. The closest time is the Mountain Pass gas station down here, so maybe what makes sense is to do a route like this. And then eventually go back up to Taranis. Something like this. This is a hypothetical route, but not the one I'm actually going to necessarily take. The other thing is, I did identify that I wanted tires. So, before I actually drive anywhere, are there tires for sale on the cheap anywhere nearby? This place makes rubber. Oh, tires at Little Lake gas station. Cool. So let's go here and then to Little Lake. So if I'm next driving to Wise Woman gas station, they want ore, salt, tea, eggs, button mushrooms, oyster mushrooms, morel, or matasuke. And the place we're at now only sells fuel, clothing, and milk cheap. So there's no overlap there. This place sells ore cheap, and this place needs ore. So instead, I'm going to make a quick pit stop at the Day and Night Factory to buy ore to bring over to Wise Woman gas station. You find an old train sitting on a railroad track. A warm lamp light and curls of smoke coming from the train indicates that it's inhabited. Let's approach them. The Dustland are infested with roving gangs of bandits, always hunting for prey. You're currently having the misfortune of being the aforementioned prey. So, in this instance, I can either fight them, or get ready to fight them, or say, we know your boss, using 90 of my clout, so I'm going to get ready to fight, but I'm going to run. I had a 60% chance of success there, and it worked, but it did burn a ton of our fuel. So it's not always safe to approach, like, strange situations. Sometimes you get jumped by bandits. Alright, it's becoming nighttime, so soon I'm gonna have Wei not be the driver anymore because she doesn't like driving at night. But here we are in the Day and Night Factory. This leveled up Scholar. I'm gonna give her maybe crafting. And we're trading with the locals for ore. And I'll buy as much ore as I can afford. Is there anything I can sell before I buy the ore? Oh, fruit. Perfect. Didn't I sell the fruit? Whatever. I had fruit. I'm going to sell it. I just thought I had already done that. Alright, buy about 2K's worth of ore. And we are in a factory that can be scavenged for stuff. So, because we're trying to make weapons to improve our gear, that is the priority. I can search the place for salvage, or I can try to produce materials. This is producing scrap, but I'm just going to search it instead. That's probably going to be more fruitful. So tires. Ooh, we got tires. I needed to buy tires. That works. Books and scrap. Gears, iron, a lot of iron. Connectors, widgets, compounds, leather, foil, glass, pig iron. And I'm going to search it one more time before the zombies catch up to me. Tires, scrap, books, gear, yeah. And we're being attacked. I'm going to fight this time. We have a melee attack of 30, so 2 swings on average we should be able to kill these zombies. So let's do it. Let's fight for the first time. So because I don't have any ranged weapons, I'm going to skip all of my turns until they're within melee range. Cosplayer is wounded. They gain 1 focus. And we won. But cosplayer got infected. So infection means that eating human flesh reduces your stress, but eating ordinary food does not. Melee combat reduces a small amount of hunger. Being wounded or infected again may lead to death. So I'm going to use a medkit to heal her. But there is a way to get rid of infections, but she, for at least now, should not be included in combat, or it's dangerous risk to her health. So maybe making a blade for her is no longer necessary. So once we deliver the stuff at the Wise Woman gas station... Oh, here's an infected traveler. You spot an infected watching you from a distance. He seems surprisingly coherent and non-hostile. Hey, he hollers. Y'all got any clothing or food? I'll pay a premium. So I bought clothing for this situation. So we are trading clothing for pre-fall electronics. which is, let me just tell you, a really good trade. So in terms of headwear, I do have enough to make glasses. So there we go. I crafted cosplayer some glasses. For charm and for focus. So her focus is even higher. Considering that she's infected, one thing I could try to do, instead of crafting the clothing that I was originally going to, is to craft defensive items for her instead, like knee pads and wrist guards, to try to keep her alive. So for that, we need fiber, which is commonly found in gas stations, military bases, major cities, and landfills, and also at farms. So that might be my next goal for her benefit. I'm actually going to stop because we're passing a landfill here, and I'll scavenge it for fibers. She leveled up. So one thing I could try to do is to save up trait points, 3 trait points, to remove a bad trait of hers, which might get it might get rid of her driving at night, increases stress. It also might get rid of her introversion. Should I save up for a way to remove a negative trait? It's up to you guys. For now, I'll save it. But if you don't want me to, if you want me to spend it on some other stat point, I can do that. Okay. I'm going to search this place twice, and then move on. Because there's diminishing returns. So, like, continually searching it doesn't make much sense. So the next place has a repair store, a repair shop, and a store. Got it. We are not above weight. Oh, hold on. There's a bit of a bug where, like, if you don't have the scrap to auto-swap tires, you have to turn off and on the automation, just to let you all know. Alright, we delivered a millsack for clout and scrap. And the opportunity to sell all this ore. Fuel here is pretty cheap, so I'm going to buy some. The next place needs wood, sugar, charcoal, canned fruit, shrimp, and scallop. And there's no overlap with where we are. And then this place needs tea leaves, coffee beans, and milk. No overlap there either. So I'm going to go straight for Little Lake gas station. Actually, we now have tires, so that might not be necessary. But before I depart the city, I'm going to take a look at the crafting. So the scholar here, we wanted the thinking cap. So the thinking cap requires fiber, and then the clothing requires fiber. So we're really just looking for fiber. The other way to get good fiber is to head into places that have bars to buy from junk dealers. So I'm going to stop at Swampy Glades Rest Stop before heading over to the Little Lake. The other thing to note is that we're heading into the Fetid Swamp. And the Fetid Swamp doesn't allow you to camp or rest. So we're going to want to do that before we go around in the swamp at all. Because we won't have the opportunity to rest once we're in the swamp. Or sleep, rather. We can rest, but not sleep. And it looks like you guys do want me to save up to remove negative traits. Got it. So I'm going to leave the city. I'm going to camp and sleep. Stress is climbing for me and Scholar. So we'll try to head to a bar soon to deal with that. Thank you for tuning in to Dustland Delivery, which originally streamed live on Twitch, July 23rd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I've asked for no backseating and also no spoilers, so thank you for respecting that. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow drivers.